We got A cameras rolling, the Frito cameras rolling, and we have another one. We got the Everett camera rolling.
Everything.
In the back. So we're doing something new here at Volleyball World. Kyle Friend and I, Travis Mewhirter, we've been doing stuff like this on the AVP. We call it Beach Access. We're still not sure what the name of this is going to be. We're winging it with everyone here. And so we're coming out here. We're in Hamburg. My first time in Germany, my first time in Hamburg, one of the most iconic stops since 2016, a favorite amongst all the players. And it is pouring rain.
That's why we're inside.
This is why we're inside. That's the beautiful part of it. We chose to shoot inside, so good choice by all the producers. And so what we're going to do, we're going to preview the event. We're going to have a recap of pool play and a preview of playoffs to come in a couple days. And then after the event, we're going to recap all of it. We'll be throwing in interviews with the players, basically giving all of you guys a deeper look at the flow of the tournament. We're trying to tell the stories of the players so you know them a little bit better. You can have a bit of a better connection with them. So we'll just introduce you to ourselves first before we get going. I'm Travis Mewhirter. I was a dead average professional player from about 2018 through 2023. Had a son, chose to focus then on the more media side of things. You hear my voice often on the VBTV commentary. I commentate a lot with my good friend Kyle Friend. I've had a podcast with Tri-Born called Sandcast for 7+ years, and so I've just been deeply enmeshed in the beach game. So Kyle Friend, I'll allow you to introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, sir. Yes, Kyle Friend here. Originally started playing indoor volleyball, graduated from Long Beach State, spent a couple years in Europe. One of them, my first year in Germany, just near Hanover, playing indoor there. Then I gave up the indoor, got rid of the shoes, went to the beach, spent the last 7 years playing beach volleyball professionally, and I'm slowly starting to step back on that and focus more on this. I've been commentating now for the VBTV for the last couple of years. You've heard us on air, not really seen our face too much. We're hoping to change that. Give you a little bit more inside perspective, a little more deep dive, as Travis said, into the players and try to just bring them to life. Bring each city that we go to, the characteristics, the culture, bring it to life and allow a better peek into the world of beach volleyball for the viewers, for you guys.
Yep, and like I said, we're winging it with you too. So if you have any insights, comments, anything you want us to add, take away, we are all ears, so drop anything in the comment section. You can find us on Instagram, you can just drop in the YouTube comments. But for now, we're gonna get into the preview of the Hamburg Elite16. Kyle, my biggest storyline for the men goes to the #1 seed. The Germans, Nils, Ehlers, and Clemens Wickler, they have 3 silver medals this season. I think that they are the heartbreak kids of 2024. They have made semifinal after semifinal after semifinal, have not yet won a gold. And in Hamburg, no German team has ever won a gold medal. How do you think they're going to do this weekend?
You know, coming off Paris, I have to believe they're feeling good after leaving Paris. Yes, they lost in the gold medal match, but they played pretty darn good volleyball. That whole tournament long, Ehlers was absolute beast at the net. Wickler scooping and delivering everything he could. Back in Hamburg, they train and live right down the street. So this is very familiar territory for them. So I expect them to be in the finals. It's kind of my bet.
It's hard to say they can't because they make an Olympic final where they beat Anders Mol Christian Storm for the first time of their careers to get into the finals. Yes. They were 0-6 previously, a huge win for them. And as you mentioned, got dusted up a bit by Sweden. But who doesn't get dusted up a bit by Sweden?
Everybody does. It happens. Put it on the list.
Missing? There's no Sweden.
No Sweden.
No one's got to worry about the Swedish jump setters. And so if there's a tournament to win, now, of course, you still have to worry about Anders Mol and Christian Storm. But it's not often you see them not as the 1 seed when Sweden's not here. And so they're coming off a silver medal at the European Championships. I think we were all a little bit surprised when Martins Plavins and Christian Fokerats took that gold medal.
Congrats to them.
Congrats to them. And Christian Fokerats, that kid is going to be a problem on the Beach Pro Tour.
Absolute monster. Like, I haven't watched that match yet, but I was talking to you. I'd like to go and watch and see what Plavins, what Fokerats did so well. An undersized team against Ehlers and Wickler, and walk away with the coveted gold medal here at Eurochamps. Unbelievable.
And Plavin's not playing in this one. I'm excited to see that 39-year-old, one of the funniest dudes, and Fokerats, he will have a very long and bright future. So Clemens Wickler and Nils Ehlers, they won a bronze medal here in 2022, took a 9th last year, and Wickler has made the finals before when the World Championships were here in 2019. Still the atmosphere that Tri-Born says is his favorite he has ever played, and he's played in all over the world. This stadium was bumping, and so we should have a rollicking atmosphere again here in Hamburg.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that as we pivot to our next storyline here. The Dutchman, Robert Meeuwsen, is going to be retiring and he will be passing, yeah, clap it up here for Mr. Robert Meeuwsen.
Let's give him his flowers.
Oh my goodness, a legend of our sport, absolute gentleman, pretty good golfer as well. If you know anything about
Let's
golfing.
get to the important stuff.
Yeah, the important stuff. But he is hanging him up, and he is deserved that because he has played a very long time. Olympic bronze medalist back in 2016. Thank you very much.
In 2013, and 11 years later, him and Alex Brouwer, they were the face of the Dutch program for the past decade plus, and now there's sort of a page being turned where you have your 2013 world champ retiring, your 2016 Olympic bronze medalist retiring, a 25-time medalist on the Beach Pro Tour retiring. And so Alex Brouwer, I don't know what his plans are. Right. He's been putting up Instagram videos gardening.
It looks fun.
And hey, we've got our fern
Lovely
back
fern.
here.
It's a little sandy.
Brouwer, let us know what you think about that. And so we might be seeing Brouwer back on the Beach Pro Tour sometime soon. But for now, I think that the next generation of Dutchmen is upon us, beginning with, I think, Stefan Bormans, to me, is the next face of the Dutch Federation, with Jork de Groot, a sensational defender. They are the 4 seed here in Hamburg. And then the 5 seed is another up-and-coming team who made a spectacular run to get into the Olympic Games, in Matthew Immers and Steven van de Velde.
Yeah, just edging out Meeuwsen and Brouwer late in this run. And that's where we love these previews, and this, what we want to do for you fans at home is give you insight on those storylines that maybe you didn't see, that Van de Velde Immers just the slow rise near the end to sneak in and get that Olympic spot. Like you said, Bormans de Groot sitting at the 4 seed. Bormans, boom, boom, Bormans, huge block. Creative offense. De Groot running that push set to the pin is so dynamic for someone who's only 6'3", I believe, and finds ways to score left and right and brings a lot of heat.
Like a lot of heat.
Stefan brings a lot of heat with the swing, but Jork is a little bit more whippy, a little bit more power on that. And then again, Van de Velde Immers sitting at the 5 seed coming into this event, and you know, they're coming off an Olympic berth and getting better and finding ways to improve their game, you know, and with those two teams, the Dutch Federation's in good hands.
Yep. So Bormans de Groot coming off a 5th place finish at the Olympic Games, lost to Ehlers and Wickler. Van de Velde Immers took a 9th. They got taken down by Evandro and Arthur of Brazil. So they are looking to sort of start this new chapter of Dutch men's volleyball. Now for the final men's major storyline. So obviously there are going to be dozens and dozens of storylines. Yes. We're trying to cover just the big 3. And we'll sort of meander throughout and cover other ones like Martins Plavins and Christians Filkross that just happened to come up. The final big storyline for me, Kyle Friend, is the Italians, Sam Cottafava, Paolo Nicolai. They have not medaled this season. They took a 4th in Stade. They took a 2nd consecutive 4th at the European Championships. Yeah. Now, what did they do last year here in Hamburg after coming off a 4th at the European Championships? They took a silver medal. Beat Anders Mol and Christian Storm for the first time in the semifinals. And I will never forget Nicolai's reaction after he just laid on the sand and just covered his eyes like, I finally did it. He knows that everyone knows the impact that Norway has had on the game. And he said, anytime you beat Norway, you have done something remarkable. And they made the finals, ended up losing 2018 in the 3rd, I believe, to Sweden in an incredible final. I expect them to medal. Yeah. I'm putting it out there. First medal of the season for the Italians comes here in Hamburg.
I agree with you on that. I feel like they've been trending in the right direction. I just feel like Paolo Nicolai is settled in to his role of mentor and baller and just a true gentleman of the sport. And like I said, that's a memorable moment. There's no small moments, and beating Norway like that is a very memorable moment. And they know that coming back into this event. Like you said, 4th at European champs, 9th in Paris. Obviously, they're looking for a little bit more. You know, they got a 4th in Stade as well, a good tournament for them there. But can they clinch and peak a little bit more?
Just one extra.
Just one extra win. One extra win. I'm sure that they would love that and walk away with a medal here. I said no Sweden, so opportunities for some of these men's teams to kind of snag a medal.
Anytime Sweden's out of the tournament, you know, a lot of teams are licking their chops saying, finally there will be a final without Sweden. 11 straight tournaments that Sweden has played in, there has been a Sweden team in the final, which is just obscene.
Unbelievable.
So those are all the major storylines I got for the men.
Yes.
So we are going to move on to the women, where one of the biggest legends of the game will be playing her final event of her career. Lara Ludwig began her career internationally in 2003. Since then, she just played in her 5th Olympic Games as the 2016 Olympic gold medalist. I'm just going to read through the list of accolades. 2-time best defensive player, 1-time best offensive player in the world, 2-time MVP, 3-time sportswoman. And to me, honestly, I think that's her legacy, where you will not be able to find a single player a single fan who could say a bad word about Laura Ludwig. She is just lovely to be around.
Absolute competitor on the court, and so much respect from players who've played against her, and it's like an honor, I feel like, for a lot of the players and a lot of younger athletes as we see these younger teams come into the league. They idolized Laura, and when they get on the court and they finish these games, they go up and have a conversation with her, and she's so warm, she's so welcoming, and she's still an unbelievable talent to watch. Like, I love watching Laura play. I think she does everything so well, and is, again, the standard, the gold standard for women's defensive players.
Anytime you have a skill named after you, which anytime someone goes over on one, it is the Ludwig.
The Ludwig.
She's kind of like the Simone Biles of beach volleyball, where
right?
She's got 5 moves named after her. Well, Laura's only got 1.
You know,
we'll work on it.
She's still got another tournament, so you never know. We could add a few more here in this last tournament here for Laura.
So Laura Ludwig and Louisa Lippmann, they are the 12 seed. Now, interesting note, the only German team in general to ever win a gold medal in Hamburg, Laura Ludwig and Kira Valkenhorst did so in 2016 and 2017. And that was when the 2017 was the World Tour Finals, and that was the event after they had won the World Championships over your former roommate, April Ross and Laura Fendrick.
Shout out to April.
So congratulations to Laura, unbelievable career. And just as we're sort of turning a new page on the Dutch Men's Federation, we are turning a new page on the German Women's Federation, and I think it's Cinja Tillmann's time to shine.
Yeah, Cinja the Ninja Tillmann, speedy as can be, scooping everything she can, and her and Svenja Müller have the offense, in my opinion, dialed in. And we talk about defense traveling. That's a team that defense is always at the peak for them, and they're always playing good defense, finding ways to score. And Tillmann, you know, I think is one of the most creative defensive players that we have on the tour. Win European Championships just a week ago. So coming in pretty hot, I would say, as hot as you could be after a tournament, beating Italy in the finals there. So a really good event for them coming into this event.
Yep, so they've won 2 out of their last 3 events, won gold medal at the Vienna Elite16, took a 9th at the Paris Olympic Games, and followed it up with a gold medal at the European Championship. So huge congratulations to them. Also congratulations in order to Valentina Gottardi and Marta Menegatti, taking a silver medal at the European Championships. So even though Sam couldn't get on the podium, his girlfriend Valentina did, picking up the slack, the breadwinner.
Dinner's conversation can be a little bit better at the nighttime when someone's got a medal at the home of Cottafava and Valentina.
Indeed. So Cinja Tillmann, Svenja Müller, they are the 1 seed. They won a bronze medal here last year, and they are, to me, the hottest team in the field coming in for the women's side. Now, a big congratulations. I think we're going to zig here where a lot of people might have thought we'd zag. Puerto Rico. Allanis, Navas, and Maria Gonzalez making their first Elite 16 main draw, not just making it through the qualifier, they're the 9 seed, straight in.
Straight in, first ever Elite 16, and they're straight in. I don't think many teams have had that luxury or that sort of feeling, and we saw them walking to the venue here. I was like, oh man, how nice was it to just practice today and watch teams compete in the qualifier, because as you know, we've played many qualifiers on the World Tour. It is stressful. It was a stressful day here in the qualifier, and so those Puerto Rican women have battled all around the world, and they've played a ton of NORCECA events, 13 NORCECA medals on their resume, and of course, success at the NCAA level at TCU. I'm excited for them. They're sweethearts, and they are fiery girls that are going to compete. And Allanis, she might be undersized, but she can hang with the best of them.
She's fantastic. And as you mentioned, TCU, so Allanis and Maria, Allanis transferring into TCU, they will be actually, unbelievably, court 2 for TCU, because Tania Moreno and Daniela Alvarez of Spain will be court 1. And for those who don't know, I'm also the assistant beach volleyball coach at Florida State University, so I have the incredible displeasure of coaching against TCU, who has 2 Elite 16 main draw teams.
What a luxury at TCU. Now Olympians with Spain coming back, but yeah, you got your hands full there at FSU when you go and play TCU.
Got the hands full. It'll be it'll be fun to watch. It's crazy to see how high level the NCAA is now.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Tina Gradina, I think, is sort of the golden standard of that, where she goes to the Olympics, gets a 4th, and then comes back to win another national championship at USC, who continues to pump out talent. Megan Kraft did the same thing, won a handful of national championships, and then was playing pro. It's unbelievably high level. Now, just a couple small notes. Nina Brunner, Tanya Huberli, a massive congratulations to them winning a bronze medal at the Olympic Games. And bigger than the medal itself, Kyle, it's the best I've seen them play, and especially, and I want to make sure that Tanya gets her love because she was fantastic, but I thought Nina Brunner was, I made an argument as the best player in the tournament.
We've talked about this in our previous podcasts and previews about how impressed we were with Nina Brunner and her ability to dig balls and make the right decisions in transition. And again, credit to Huberli for putting up good sets, for Nina to come in and bang when she needs to and find creative ways to score. But I mean, she covers the ground. I tell a couple of my girls that I coach, if you want to watch someone play volleyball defensively, Nina Brunner is a great example because I think it's just textbook defense. And they're on the rise, and they are putting, not that Swiss hasn't been on the map, we've talked to Zoe and Esme about this as well, but Switzerland is a beach volleyball country now. They have the talent. They have proven over and over again how well they are. And again, third place, a bronze for Nina and Tanya. Confidence has to be sky high if it wasn't already going into the Paris Olympics.
And confidence has to be sky high. This is my last note for my girls. Betsy Flint, Julia Scoles. I'm their assistant coach behind John Mayer. They're coming off a big finals run at the Manhattan Beach Open, the biggest event we have on the United States calendar. And so they, short rest, made the finals on Sunday, turned it around, jumped on a flight on Monday. They were here practice with Allanis and Maria. So I'm excited to see they've not yet medaled this season on the Beach Pro Tour. And I think if there were an event to do it, they're primed to do so.
This will be a pretty good event to do. And congratulations to you on your second place at Manhattan Beach.
Thank you. It was a fun one. I made 0 errors. Didn't hit one ball out of bounds.
The perks of coaching, the perks. No stress about errors, no hitting percentage needed. Just go out there and have a good time.
That's it. Well, Kyle, friend, that's all I got on the card.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's it. That's it for me. What a good start here.
Yeah, good start. So as I mentioned, this is the first time that we're doing this on the Volleyball World channel. So let us know what you guys think. If there's anything you want us to add, if there's anything you want us to shut up talking about, we'll stop talking. And so we will see you guys. We will recap and preview playoffs, and then we'll see you for an overall event recap. We'll be throwing in interviews and just, we're tinkering, we're experimenting. We're going to be on the road quite a bit as we're perfecting the system. So also, shout out Deanna Freitas behind the camera.
Yes.
Always want to make sure our video guy gets some love. So he's the one who's going to be churning out all the content. You'll be seeing a lot of shorts, a lot of reels, all that stuff. That's our guy Frito back there. As we say on Sandcast Podcast,
shoots. Later.